Well, there have been a lot of changes in the toy aisle, not just in terms of what's offered, but in terms of pricing, in terms of selection, and, well, we're not getting everything in a visible box anymore because Hasbro has gone to closed boxes, and they're finally starting to migrate this new strategy into retail. So hanging right there next to your open box, where you can see the action figure, are now figures behind a closed box where we don't get to see them. In both 2-packs, singles, etc., this looks like Hasbro's new strategy going forward, and there's been a lot of people questioning this, especially when every other toy in the aisle is showing the figure, which is showing price value for parents, for gift givers, for kids, where the bulk of purchases are. Now, for collectors, it's like, fish in a barrel. We're going to buy something no matter what, although I have heard from a lot of fellow collectors that they're off of lines that are now hiding the figure behind a closed box. They like to display their figures on their wall. Hey, can you blame them? And hey, can you blame them? They're like pieces of art. We like to decorate with them. All right, so I broke down and I got my very first boxed, window-free, plastic-free Hasbro set, the Amazing Spider-Man Renewing Your Vows, Spider-Man and Spinneret. Now, I'm not familiar with the storyline. It's a little past my time, and Mary Jane in her costume went right to eBay. But I was really, really happy with this Spider-Man, and man, I wish he was available as a single-carded figure, because I'd probably get multiples. See, I've been chasing the perfect Spider-Man for years, and by years I mean like since the very beginning of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, when they were called Spider-Man Classics. And I really do like replacing older figures with better versions, and sometimes it's kind of a toss-up. There are some Toy Biz ones that I find better than the modern ones, and I've wound up with a lot of red and blue Spider-Mans over the years. That first one from Toy Biz is kind of like it's very much an Eric Larson Spider-Man, especially with the way the mask is done and the black around the white of the eyes, and that's what I kind of like about having lots of Spider-Man figures. They tend to represent different artists. The one that came with this San Diego Comic-Con set, the Raft, was this one here, which is a dead ringer for Todd McFarlane's look, although it was really frustrating to have to spend so much money to get this figure. I think I spent $90 to get this figure off eBay because I couldn't get the set at Comic-Con. I remember I spoke to Bobby Valla, who used to work for Hasbro for Marvel Legends. He said this was a last-minute request, or requirement rather, from management to put this Spider-Man in there to have sort of a conflict going on in the box. I would love to ask him more questions about this, but unfortunately Bobby Valla is currently ghosting me, although he had the nice enough to at least inform me he was ghosting me. So, hey, support adults who act like teenagers, because adults ghost people. All right, anyway, let's move past that. So, information about the Raft Spider-Man aside, the version that came out with this new set is perfect. Not only does it have the eyes like the Spider-Man that I grew up with in the 90s, but there's no pins. For the first time, we have Spider-Man without pins. And his feet bend. We haven't had a Spider-Man with articulated toes since Toy Biz. That's a brand new articulation point for Marvel Legends. So I'm really happy with this Spider-Man. Again, I wish I could have gotten him as a single-carded figure. I probably would have bought more than one. And although single-carded figure is like $25 now. Okay, I wish he came out like 3 years ago at $25 or at $20. Especially because you can see, compared to the original Toy Biz version, this is a true 6-inch figure. Toy Biz was much more like 5.5. So while the Toy Biz figures hold up, Marvel Legends kicks their butt. We also got a great Peter Parker portrait. This is the portrait that came with the Spider-Man on the Peter Parker body from the retro line. You can see the original head, which I did remove the glasses from, does look a little wonky. Like he's, I don't know, just, well, look at it. He's wonky. That new head is perfect, and I love that they made the ball joint for the head universal here, so you could swap the heads back and forth. I can't stand it when those neck pegs are not universal. The Mary Jane head is the same head that we got with Gwen Stacy, but with a much redder shade. So I've now swapped that in, and now this has become my standard Mary Jane head, and I used modeling behavior suggestion of getting a Moira McTaggart figure from the X-Men wave and plugging Mary Jane's head onto that. So it's a great Mary Jane figure. All right, so my Mary Jane and Peter are now enhanced too, so hey, the set had a huge bonus. I wasn't expecting that. And again, I like to get Spider-Man, I like to get his villain, so getting the most updated, best version has always been important to me. So I'll replace older ones as they come out, but usually I'll hang on to some of my favorites because, toy history and all that. All right, but we probably need to talk about the elephant in the room here, and that's the packaging, which is how we started this video. So The problem that a lot of people have been concerned about is figure swapping. That's when fans, jerks, shall we call them, not fans, return the wrong figure in package. This happens all the time across lots of lines where a peg warmer will be placed in a package and then returned, and because clerks at the customer service desk are not always intimately familiar, they'll gladly accept the return, not realizing it's the wrong figure. Well, lo and behold, bam, all over the internet are talks of opening up this Spider-Man set, and lo and behold, out come wrestling figures. Like, what the what? Yeah, people are swapping these figures like crazy because it's a great Spider-Man figure. And I know Hasbro is trying this across all of their brands, and I want to say their heart's in the right place, but I don't even know if they did this change to packaging for all of the right reasons. I mean, the inner blister is used to show off price, value, and oh my God, they made a James Cameron Aliens Marine? I had no idea until I did research for this video and happened to find this image. I've so got to find this figure. Wow, that is awesome. How did I never hear of this before? All right, regardless. So yes, inner blisters are used to show piece count and show off what the figure looks like so you know what you're getting. And people like that in general. Now, you'll notice that even with the closed box, the prices have not gone down. Closed boxes save a huge amount of money with packaging. I mean, a substantial amount. So the fact that we're not getting a reduction in price along with this change in packaging is a little questionable. One would think with such a significant savings in packaging material that would get passed along to the consumer. But yeah, not so much. All right, the bigger issue is this. The image on the outside of these boxes showing what you're getting is not accurate. This is the new comic-style Gore figure, and you'll notice the arms and legs have no pins on the outside of the box. Well, lo and behold, you open this up and actually look at the figure inside, and oh, there's pins. The image on the front is a computer model. It's a fake image. It's not actually an image of the product. The product has pins. The image on the front of the box does not. Now, that's a big issue. I mean, it's like a bad computer graphic on the front. And it's not accurate to the figure, especially for what's supposed to be a high-end figure. I mean, pins versus no pins can make or break a toy, especially now that we have this option. So, yeah, this is a problem. Showing inaccurate product on a closed box where people are now opening the figure and returning the wrong one, and we're not even getting a cost savings. I mean, I got my fantastic Spider-Man figure, and I don't know if we'll even ever get a better one than this. It's probably the best Spider-Man 6-inch, but yeah, I'm definitely a little weary on what's going on. What do you think? Are you having the same concerns about these closed boxes now that they're hitting retail? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, any help sharing these videos is hugely appreciated and the best way to show support for this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.